Okay, so good evening once again.
Good
I want
evening.
to welcome you to yet another segment on Benue Breast Cancer Support Initiative. My name is Kohol Gionem, and I'll be your moderator. But in the meantime, let me just share the program. So I'm going to be sharing my screen. Okay, sharing my screen. Okay, so can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you. So the theme for the conference or this meeting is United by Unique, Thriving After Breast Cancer Diagnosis and Managing the Fear of Recurrence. It's good to have you again. UK time is 5:30, Nigerian time 6:30. I'm not sure what US time is, but we want to welcome you. If it's morning, good morning. If it's afternoon, good afternoon. And if it's evening, good evening, because we know a lot of people are joining across the globe. I'll just go quickly to the ground rules, and I'm sure many of you will understand how Zoom operates. To ensure that we have um, a good session with little distractions and noise in the background. All participants will be muted, and at any point in time, if you wanted to speak, you can raise your hand and we'll allow you to speak. Again, we're going to have a question and answer sessions at the end of the presentations. And so if you have any question, you could just type your question down, make a note of it, and put it in the comment section. At the end, we'll look up the questions and then read them out to the panelists. So thank you once again. This event um, is basically to talk about each individual's um, cancer journey. We have survivors with us here. It's going to focus on empathy, collection of action and key on the fight against breast cancer, and the focus that BBCSI is working on for this theme is survivorship and coping with the fear of recurrence. And we'll encourage you to listen to what our survivors will have to say. And we also have experts who will be sharing key insights for us. So just quickly to look at the agenda. So we're going to welcome you all, and then we'll have the host who will just give us a brief overview and share her own experience and journey. Thereafter, we'll have the panelists, which will give them about 8 to 10 minutes to share, and we'll have a question and answer. You can see that the question and answer session has a whole lot of time, 30 minutes dedicated to that. We'll have the vote of thanks, after which we'll wrap up. So these are a few persons that I would like to introduce. We have Professor Emeritus Stevena Evilocha Oba, who is our chief host and the founder of Benue Breast Cancer Support Initiative. She is a distinguished professor of marketing and entrepreneurship at the California State University East Bay's College of Business and Economics. She has 29 years of classroom experience teaching business communication, corporate communication, and leadership. She is a breast cancer survivor and she's passionate about dismantling the culture of secrecy that surrounds cancer diagnosis, especially among our people of color, and gross misconception that cancer diagnosis is a death sentence. So she's here with us, and we look forward to hearing her experience. And I'll be giving her the opportunity to share after the introductory session. So welcome, Professor Stevena Eviolocha Uba. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Then we also have our surgeon who is going to be a panelist on this event, Dr. Yobo Alex Tiove. Dr. Alex Tiove is a consultant general, surgeon, and fellow of the West African College of Surgeons. He obtained his medical degree from the University of Jos and completed his postgraduate surgical training at Lafayette Specialist Hospital, Federal Medical Center, Makodi, and Jos University Teaching Hospital. He currently serves as chairman of the Benue State NMA anti-quackery team, and Dr. Yobo is happily married to pharmacist Maureen Oriako Yobo, and they are blessed with 3 children. So if um, Dr. Yobo is here, I would like to welcome him as well. And we have one of our panelists here, Monica Hembe Ayumun Jeze. I hope I called that correctly. Please pardon me. Otherwise, you can see the spelling there. And maybe perhaps when you're introducing yourself again, you can call your name properly so that we could all address you accordingly. But in the meantime, I'll say welcome, Dr. Monica. She's an accomplished pharmacist, a regulatory expert, healthcare consultant, and former director at NAFDAC with over 14 years of leadership in drug regulation, and she previously held senior roles at Glaxo Nigeria Limited. She holds degrees from Ahmadu Bello University, Mercer University, and Purdue, Purdue University. Monica is the convener of the Bio Wellness and Self-Care Initiative, CEO of Dido Bio Plus Pharma Care Limited, and executive in residence at Lagos Business School, where she continues to champion health literacy and self care innovation. Dr. Monica, we welcome you to this meeting.
Thank you very much, Doc. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And here is no other person than my humble self, Kohol Yonem, a lecturer at Regent's College. Regent College is an associate of University of Greater Manchester. I am the founder of Mzehemen Utiv Foundation. We focus on cultural preservation. We recognize people who excel. We do community development projects, and we also promote and advocate anything related to TIV interest. I am a friend and associate of the Benue Breast Cancer Support Initiative. And it is my with gratitude that they say I'm the live moderator. So thank you very much for the honor, Prof. And so we have our ambassador here, the Benue Breast Cancer Support Initiative ambassador. It's Karen Martins. She is the CEO of Karen Martins Entertainment, and we reach out to young women with our messages through the CEO. And she has been very instrumental promoting what we do. So at this juncture, I will stop sharing my screen and I'll hand over to Professor Stevena Evolucha Ugba, who is our chief host. And so she will just do another round of welcome and also share her experience before we proceed. And I'll hand over to Monica afterwards. So thank you very much, Prof. Over to you. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now.
Okay, thank you to our moderator for life. He didn't know what he got himself into when he agreed to do that first online discussion for us. Welcome, everybody. I want to welcome our distinguished panel of experts who are here with us today. Also welcome all the joyful warriors of Benue Breast Cancer Support Initiative who are also participating this morning. We want to welcome all of the people who are caregivers of any survivors who might be on the call. We welcome our supporters, our donors, all the people that oil the wheel of what we do. So we're really, really happy to welcome you all this morning. And I say this morning because it's morning where I am. So good morning to you from here. And today, our topic is thriving after breast cancer diagnosis and managing the fear of recurrence. Welcome, Dr. Yobo. So to start off today, I want to say that, yes, we're talking about managing fear, but for me, when we talk about thriving with breast cancer, it means more than surviving to thrive with breast cancer, because for me specifically, the whole concept of thriving with a breast cancer diagnosis has been more joyful, more gratitude, and actually living with purpose. And I would like to talk about each of the three things I put there in terms of thriving with breast cancer. In terms of living with purpose, one may argue that yes, for 29 years I was in the classroom thriving with purpose, but I was paid for that thriving with purpose. Major difference. And now when I talk about thriving with purpose or living a life of purpose, it means I'm mindful of what I have been given as a gift, which is a breast cancer diagnosis, and what it is that I'm expected to do with it. And so for me, what I'm expected to do with it was something that I thought about long before I actually got into starting the support group that now became Benue Breast Cancer Support Initiative. I remember assisting my husband with grants from a county that was predominantly colored people. Please, if you're not speaking, mute yourself. Thank you. So, and at the time we were getting grants to help women with breast and cervical cancer. And little did I know that at some point in doing that work, I too will become a breast cancer survivor. So I know when I got my diagnosis, it was more like I was getting a message to go and finish the work that because I did quit in the process of doing that research work on breast cancer and cervical cancer as well. But anyway, so that to me epitomizes what I mean by a life with purpose, which is different from your day-to-day life when you don't have any challenges. Now, I also included joy as one of the reasons I think that my breast cancer survival status allows me the opportunity to live with joy. Initially, the joy started when it became clear to me that I was also human, just like everybody else. Not that I was a superhuman before. But I'll tell you a story that really epitomizes what I'm saying. In 2013, post-radiation therapy, I was scheduled for a meeting with my radiation oncologist. And in that meeting, as I sat waiting for him to tell me, what are next steps, what should I do post radiation, it took him a while. He was reading something in front of him. And so I sat wondering, oh, what is he reading? Is this more bad news? Why is he not talking to me? And then after a little while, he raised his eyes and, on making eye contact, he said to me, how did you survive 50 years without any major health crisis? I looked at him and I smiled and I said, really? But now I do have one. So he says, okay, welcome to planet Earth. So the joy of finally acknowledging that I was human at that point made it so much more meaningful that I would go out and do something with it. So that joy has been there. And then there's this other aspect, which is gratitude. Yes, everybody lives with gratitude, but sometimes we're not grateful enough. I'm pretty sure that if you ask most people who are on this panel right now, they'll say, well, my alarm clock woke me up today. Well, an alarm clock doesn't wake anybody up. And the reason I say that is if you take an alarm clock to a mortuary and set the alarm, how many people will wake up? No one. So I feel like my daily gratitude, my daily presence in terms of understanding that, yes, I survived a disease which is considered to be really, really, for some people, the minute they hear cancer, they think, oh, I'm going to die or somebody's going to die. But there is life after breast cancer. And I'm here to say it with all seriousness and with all sense of gratitude that really surviving breast cancer is something important and something to be grateful for. But we have to go beyond gratitude. So, yes, so even though we're here to talk about breast cancer, we're not really here to talk about all the negatives about breast cancer. We're here to celebrate the strength, the courage of all those who have survived. And we're also here to talk about the beautiful reality that there is life after breast cancer. So for me, thriving is really the point where we start to talk about what we do with our breast cancer diagnosis. Well, the subset of our topic is the fear that we have to manage. Yes, there is fear. And I don't think it's only people who are breast cancer survivors that have that fear. All of us have something that we are afraid of. Some of us are afraid of, you know, just day-to-day events that happen in our lives, or fear of even catching the cold, catching COVID. I remember COVID was a big one. Everybody was afraid of catching COVID. As breast cancer survivors, we should have fear. No one should fool us. Fear is a normal, natural thing to have. However, the important thing is how we manage that fear. And to me, there are some things that I have done which I am happy to share with fellow survivors. How do I manage my fear? Well, one of the things that I say is don't push the fear away. Acknowledge the fact that you have fear, embrace it. More than likely, there are people who are important in your life that you ought to share that fear with. Because in talking about it, then you may be able to release some of the tension you feel about the fear that you are experiencing. But remember, fear doesn't solve any problems. It's important to focus on what we can control. What is it that, as survivors, we can control? Well, I can tell you some of the things I can control. Uh, I usually say that the things that are within my control are the things that I can do as a person to improve my continued survivorship. Well, what are some of the tools that we can use? We can, if we don't like meditation, we can do breathing exercises. We can go for long walks. They have a tendency to calm yourself down, calm you down from whatever it is that is stressing you. But being able to be active, movement. There's something that is very common here now. People talk about how sitting is the new smoking. So sitting for long periods of time without moving can be dangerous to your health, regardless of whether or not you're a cancer survivor. So move as often as you can, and move with purpose. Get up, walk around. Exercise, because obviously exercise is important regardless of whatever ailment you have. And beyond that, care for yourself. Caring for yourself also means reducing stress. For a lot of people now, there's this whole discussion about cortisol and the effects it has on any disease whatsoever. Several articles recently have emphasized the role of inflammation in all manners of health issues, whether you're suffering from high blood pressure, diabetes, or any number of health conditions. What you really find is that inflammation, which is caused by cortisol, and cortisol is the stress hormone, will make it worse for any condition. So even as breast cancer survivors, we have to watch our stress. How do we do it? Well, you can't sit and worry about something from morning till night because it won't solve any problem. So you may as well manage all that you can and leave the rest to a higher power. And how do we do that? There are women who worry box from morning till night. They're worrying. Now, and then there's the issue of going and regularly checking yourself up. Okay. Some of the things that bring fear for people include doctor visits. You're a breast cancer survivor. From time to time, you go check in with your doctor, your oncologist, or your surgeon, or whomever. And going to that appointment brings fear, stress, anxiety. It shouldn't. Um, I know people who don't go to doctor visits because they, in their mind, well, every time I go to the doctor, they're like mechanics. They will tell us that something is wrong. Well, even with the mechanic, if you discover the problem with your car early, you can fix it faster than somebody who finds out later. So make that time to go and see your doctor. Have your physicals, check yourself out, because even while you're managing your life as a breast cancer survivor, there are other ailments that you get exposed to because of a compromised immune system. So I encourage everyone who is a survivor or who knows a survivor or who's caring for a survivor to tell them that stress is one of the things they should be able to control. And there are other times that people have anxiety or fear uh, around the anniversary of their diagnosis. Somebody says, well, I celebrated 5 years post-diagnosis, and they're thinking, well, I hope I make it to year number 6. That is not within your control. So what you can do is manage what you have in front of you, which is eating healthy, exercising, making sure you get plenty of sleep. All three of these will help you as a survivor to thrive. So caring for yourself and finding purpose for those of us who are in Benue Breast Cancer Support Initiative is actually a done deal, because we're out there using our story to inspire others. And we're using our story to help someone to say, go check yourself, go do your mammogram, make sure everything that is happening to your health, you have control over it. So if none of the suggestions that I have put forward today or the tools that I have presented, if none of them work, what can you do to manage your fear? You can talk to someone who's an expert in mental health. And obviously, that is another area of health in our culture that nobody actually wants to talk about. It's almost a secret to talk about mental health. So if your fear is not controlled by some of the tools I've advanced, seek the help of a professional. Talk to the people who are part of your treatment team and see what kind of resources they can provide for you. So I'm not saying you shouldn't be afraid, because fear is a natural thing. It's about actually waking up every morning and saying to yourself, I choose hope. I choose to live. And I'm going to do everything within my power to make sure that I survive, and I survive with joy, gratitude, and a sense of being. Thank you so much for listening. And a shout out to all of the survivors on this panel today. Over to you, moderator for life. Thank you.
Uh, Thank you very much, my distinguished Prof. And welcome to everyone again for those who probably are just joining. Not to say everything that she has said, but I was just making notes and some of the things which I've captured here. One was living a life of purpose, that she's sharing her experience and what we can do with it. And without wasting much time, the part which I caught here very well was caring for yourself and also waking up every morning, living with hope, joy, and gratitude. And I like the way in which you ended that. So thank you very much, Prof. So, like I said, we're going to have questions and answers at the end of the session. So, if you have questions for Professor Stevina, you could note them down, um, put them in the chat section, or you could just note them down. And when we're finished, then we can pick those questions during the question and answer session. So at this point, I would be handing over to one of our panelists, Dr. Monica. Dr. Monica.
Yes, moderator for life, I'm here.
Okay, so again, just to introduce Dr. Monica again, because we had a few persons joined after the introduction. So Dr. Monica is an accomplished pharmacist, a regulatory expert, and health consultant, and a former director at NAFDAC with over 14 years of leadership in drug regulation. And she has previously held senior roles at Glaxo Nigeria Limited. So, Dr. Monica, I welcome you again, and please, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me first of all appreciate Prof. Stivenia for this laudable initiative and for the invitation to speak here and join you this evening. As the moderator for Life said, I have a background in policy and regulation, pharmacist by training, but what I do majorly now is health literacy and self-care. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can
Yes?
hear you loud and clear. Thank you.
Okay, so I, after leaving public service, I do a lot of work around wellness and self-care, and I convene a summit. I've had two of those summits where we are trying to improve understanding around health and to drive self-care. And as I listened to Prof, she just probably touched on all the points. It's very, very critical that self-care is a watchword amongst survivors, amongst caregivers, amongst support groups. When we talk about self-care, we're talking about preventing disease or promoting health or maintaining health with or without a healthcare provider. So it's important that as you have those tools and some information that will stand you in good stead. Prof mentioned a lot of what we talk.
Yeah. Dr. Monica, I think what we can do
To
is
your mental health.
Dr. Monica, if we can turn off your video, perhaps it will improve the quality of your audio. So you could turn off your video, not a problem. We've seen your face. Yes, please.
Okay.
Yes.
Is that better?
Yeah, we're
Yes.
hearing
Okay.
you better.
Thank you.
Okay. So what I was saying is there are 7 pillars upon which we rest self-care. And that helps us to position ourselves in the right place. Profs mentioned quite a few of those. So whether you're talking about nutrition, which is very key, and obviously nutrition has been found to be very, very relevant in different health conditions. And so when you're talking about cancer survivors and you're talking about the need to neutralize free radicals, to have anti-inflammatory products that could impact, the plant-based nutrition is something that has been seen to be very key. So looking at your nutrition and maintaining a very healthy diet, doing more of the plant-based as against animal products, for example, has been shown to be quite helpful. And inflammation has been implicated, as you all probably know, when we talk about different cancers. So natural products, whether you're talking about turmeric, you're talking about the resveratrol that we have in grapes and berries, or you're looking at the green teas and the apples, plant-based nutrition is something that we should look at. Prof also spoke about exercise, which is very, very key. Exercise and keeping yourself moving, it improves your mental state and also, takes care of quite a few of the non-communicable disease, which could be comorbidities when we're talking about cancer survivors. making sure we get adequate sleep. I think sometimes this issue of sleep and rest is not as emphasized as much as it should be. So making sure you have 7 to 8 hours of sleep is very, very key, as you look to embrace the self-care and make sure that you are in the right frame of mind. Trying to apply some of these things over time, is beneficial. And definitely this network of support, I think, is a very, very key thing. Having a group that can understand what you're going to, having people that you can lean on. A lot of times, we have the stigma of actually going in to get professional help, which is also sometimes necessary, but having a support group such as this, where people can relate and share their concerns, is also very key. And we need to learn how to seek for support and help. But I would say that it is very necessary that we prioritize ourselves, not to be selfish, but to be sure that you prioritize your own well-being and you set boundaries that allow you to embrace self-care and to put some of these things into effect in small ways, which adding them all up, will make an impact. So I think I'll rest it there. And then if there are questions, then I will take them. But I really want to appreciate all of you that are part of this initiative, and to really appreciate Prof for setting this up. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Monica. That was very explicit and clear, and also just riding on also what Professor Stevena also shared. So I saw um, self-care again. I saw encouraging plant-based nutrition, and again having a network of support such as the Benue Breast Cancer Support Initiative, where people who can relate with this will also share their experiences. So thank you very, very much, Dr. Monica. And we have Dr. Tiove in the house, Dr. Tiove Alex Yobo, who is our consultant general and surgeon. So at this juncture, I would like to invite Dr. Yobo.
Okay, good
Yeah,
evening, moderator for life.
thank you.
Uh,
Thank you.
Very happy to meet you. You're actually my blood brother who doesn't know
Oh,
me yet, so we'll get to meet one day.
We say thank
Yes.
God for opportunities like this. BBCSI, thank you for linking me with my brother.
Your brother, your missing
Thank you.
brother.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, yes. I
Mhm.
want to really appreciate Professor Stevena, Dr. Monica, and all the survivors, the breast CA survivors. I'm very happy to have this opportunity to talk to them, because actually my mom was a breast CA survivor. She
Oh,
survived up to 20 years after diagnosis and treatment for breast CA. Everything done in Benue State. She didn't need to go anywhere. And I have practiced as a general surgeon or many parts of Nigeria, especially Meduguri, uh, Jos, that's Jute. I've also practiced in Lafia, place like
mhm,
Boko. Many people here we know Boko,
mhm,
center of the Tiv Nation, and Federal Medical Center, Makodi, where I am now. Uh, I'm also training some younger ones. I actually have a special bias for breast and endocrine surgery.
mhm,
Yes. So I want to hail all the breast cancer supporters, and I want to let them know that the fear and anxiety is not is not unwarranted, so to speak. It is something that is expected. In fact, some facilities state clearly that it is okay not to be okay when this diagnosis is made. In my definition of the breast, I not only describe it as an organ of infant feeding, I also describe it as an organ of for maintaining high life self-esteem in women.
mhm,
Yes, so when it comes to maybe removing the breast, maybe all or part of it, Of course, it is natural that a woman should go into fear, depression, anxiety. All that is expected. I've seen a lot in my years of practice, and I've always stated that the earlier they present and the proper management, this multidisciplinary treatment of breast cancer goes a long way to prepare the patient psychologically, thereby reducing a lot of these anxieties. Practically, I'm speaking at the practical level. The multidisciplinary team must, please, let's take note, must include a clinical psychologist. Yes, a clinical psychologist. Let's also remember the plastic surgeon, because some women, when you teach them about breast reconstruction, either by use of prosthesis or the surgical reconstruction, of course, it makes them feel better. In fact, for me, sometimes I go an extra length to tell them that they want reconstructed, maybe even better looking and better designed than even the one we are leaving behind. All this encourage them a lot and makes them tolerate the diagnosis. And please, this mental preparation starts right from the time of diagnosis. Don't ever let a woman know that she has breast cancer when she's sitting there alone in front of you. No, there must be family support. Most especially, I prefer the husband. If the husband is inevitably absent, we can get the mother, the brother, the sister, or a very close friend to be there before we break this news. And please, when we are breaking this news, let us always realize that we are talking to human beings. Let us realize that this is somebody who has emotions, and you don't just break it like that. Please, it's allowed to beat about the bush, find out their knowledge of breast cancer and their knowledge of even the treatment, including extent of treatment for breast cancer. Let them know everything. Let them know about the multidisciplinary team. Over there, please, we remember the clinical oncologist. In Federal Medical Center, Makodi, we are very lucky to have a special department of oncology and palliative care. Oncology and palliative care. This one is just to let you know that we are there for you from the beginning till the end. And we also encourage women not to take the diagnosis of breast cancer as a death sentence. It is never a death sentence. And sometimes I chip in stories about my mom, how she took it, what we did for her, how she survived, how I personally constructed the prosthesis, and how she said, wow, this one is even more pointed than the one you sucked, something like that. So all this makes it more lively. Of course, the family pressure was there initially. They said, doctor, you must not remove our mother's breast. That's my younger ones. I told them, no, she has to survive. And this is part of removing the tumor burden. Is like the initial step that will ensure her survival. Then, apart from this, the fear of recurrence is actually something that is not only pertaining to the patient. Let me tell people a secret. Even we, the doctors, we, the surgeons, we don't want recurrence for our patients. It's not a thing of pride, but it's a thing of, let me not call it emotions, but we want the best for our patients. So we try to do the best to prevent that recurrence. Then I mentioned the multidisciplinary team. It is good to also include the clergy. As Professor Stevina said, we in Nigeria, we are religious people. You can't take that from us. We in Nigeria, we are religious people. So we involve the clergy, we involve the pastors, we involve the imam, we involve the reverend fathers. However, please underline this fact. Their role is not so much in treatment. Their role is mainly in allaying fears. It's mainly for emotional stabilization of the patient, which is very, very important for all our patients. Please, whatever they believe in, let them hold on closely to their God. Despite it's not a death sentence, being close to their God and being religious helps them to be able to cope better. Many of you don't know, but it's a stress relieving opportunity. And that's why I prefer dealing with those who believe in an almighty being than somebody who just believe it is over, or believe that Matsav want to kill me, or believe that village people want to kill me, or believe all those other Ajenu. I know some of our viewers here may know Ajenu. They believe all those kind of things. Please, we prefer those patients who believe in God. Unfortunately for us in Nigeria, we have so many of them. It is a fulcrum on which we can build on. In fact, there is a patient I want to do a mastectomy for. Sorry, we have mixed audience here. Mastectomy is removal of the breast. I wanted to do a mastectomy for, and she said, please, can I call my pastor? I say, what for? I thought she wants to maybe deviate, maybe go over to prayers and incense and other things. She said, no, my pastor to pray for me before you do your surgery. Wow, great opportunity. I even clapped for her. Yes. And when counseling them, I always tell them to beware of leaving the surgical treatment and depending on the pastors and the clergy and the imams for miracles, things like that. Because I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot of people who went there and came back with stage 4 cancers, which we actually can do almost nothing about. Once it's stage 4, it's only palliation. Nobody can deceive you that anybody can heal you. So I also counseled my patients at the time of diagnosis about the issue of all these traditional herbs. I don't know. It's like those herbs end up even feeding the malignancy, feeding the cancer to just grow even faster. Unfortunately, I've even seen professionals who don't want to lose their breast, and the herbalist promised that you will pay a little, that's less than the money for surgery. Surgery in Nigeria most times is paid from the pocket of the patient, out of pocket. So when maybe a herbalist says, I will collect only 10,000 instead of the 100 and something thousand, and I will do this and that, and your breast will still be there. Wow, it is wonderful. Any woman can be tempted. So those people are important, but only on the just to start as a stabilizing factor, faith-based, not to replace the surgeon. I've mentioned the multidisciplinary team. I must mention my team of nurses, who they are sweet smiles. Even some pharmacists who apply chemo with a smile and give hope to the patient. All these people are very, very, very important. It will be wrong if I leave this discussion without talking about the recurrence, the types of recurrence. Usually either local recurrence at the site where the tumor was removed, or regional recurrence, usually in the armpit or in the clavicular region, or distant recurrence. These are usually at the site of metastasis. And recurrence is said to occur when the cancer comes back months or years after it was treated. But let us note that with proper multidisciplinary team managing the patient and with good education of patients to aid early presentation, the issue of recurrence can be reduced to the minimal, So even as we educate people, let us tell them about early presentation and adequate follow-up. Don't think that the breast has been removed, chemo has been given, radiation has been carried out, and that is all. Please and please, let us emphasize adequate follow-up. In as much as recurrence is so feared, it is also treatable using the same basics of surgical treatment, including chemotherapy, radiotherapy, targeted therapy. Is also now available in Benue thanks to I almost mentioned the pharmaceutical company involved. Let it not be like I am advertising on this media, but they have done a lot. They have beat down the price of even Herceptin down to 20%. The patient paying only 20% of what is required. I think with that, then prevention of recurrence, as I mentioned earlier, the more proper, early presentation with proper multidisciplinary management helps to prevent recurrence by itself. However, other measures to prevent recurrence include good health, good diets, balanced diet, vegetables, fruits, simple as that may sound. Also, exercise. It is important to carry out, have a regular exercise pattern, not the one that you do every day for 2 months and stop. Please, let's try and make it regular. Even if it's 3 times in a week, it's better than just do for 2 months and you stop. Then issue of reducing stress, find out emotional things that make you happy. And please, just do a lot. Then weight loss, weight control. Let me not say weight loss because some of our patients are already in Nigeria. They're already slim fit, let me say so. So weight control for those who have tendency to add weight has been discovered that the lesser the weight, the better. Then for those who have some practices like excessive alcohol intake, cigarette smoking, please watch lifestyle modification. We also help to reduce recurrence. However, whether recurrence or not, please go for regular follow-up with your doctor, with your surgeon, with your oncologist, your psychologist, also handy. Family support is very, very important. Any husbands on this page? I'm seeing mostly women among the participants, but family support is very, very important. You can make your wife still feel like a queen, feel like an angel, even if she has had a mastectomy or any other treatment for breast cancer. God bless you all as you listen. Thank you for listening. Sorry, I took longer time than expected.
Thank you very much, my brother from another mother. Thank you for sharing. Personally, I want to appreciate the Benue Breast Cancer Support Initiative because being a live moderator, I've come to learn a lot. If I was going to be a quack now by now, all the experiences I've gathered here, I can use it to start my own counseling. But yes, thank you very much. One of the things doctor have said is that fear and anxiety is expected and that it is okay not to be okay when diagnosis is made, and also talked about the fear of recurrence, that even the patients are afraid that this may happen. Even them, the experts who perform the operations are also afraid that it may come back. Then he also spoke about early presentations with proper multidisciplinary management, and we should make sure we have adequate follow-up. Traditional medicine is discouraged except for faith-based uses and also lifestyle modification. And he ended with saying family support is very essential, especially from the husband. So thank you very much, Dr. Alex Yobo. It was very insightful. So this is the opportunity where we'll open the floor. I've been looking at the chat sections and I've not seen any questions put there. So this is the point where I open the floor to the audience. If they have any questions, you could raise your hand and then I'll allow you to speak. Okay, I can see the chief host's hand is up. So Dr. Stevena, yes, please.
I figured I should ask my question before everybody gets on the question line. Thank you to our fantastic panel members. to Dr. Yobo, and to my sister, Dr. Monica. I have two questions. I think one question will go to um, the policymaker, and the other one will go to Dr. Yobo. So since it's ladies first everywhere, I will start with Dr. Monica. Dr. Monica, there is a lot of chatter about fake breast cancer drugs um, at home now. And I wonder the advice you can give us on this panel on how to either know if the drug is fake, or what kinds of trusted pharmacists are available, because there's quite a bit of coverage about fake cancer drugs. The original news about this was actually out of Uganda a few years back, but it looks like it's made its way into Nigeria. So any advice or input you can give would be very helpful to what we do. Thank you. And then I'll come to Dr. Yobo after you.
Thank you very much, Prof, for that question. Yes, the counterfeiting of products is a global thing. You mentioned Uganda there.
Yes.
And yes, we work with different reports across different product categories. Now, what we noticed was that the number of products registered in Nigeria to address some of these cancers was not as, let me say, not optimal, for lack of a better word. So for example, doctor mentioned companies giving products at 20% discount. So for quite a long time, because of the cost of these products, many companies did not have the motivation.
Monica, your picture is not.
Sorry?
Sorry, I think somebody unmuted themselves. Please, if you're not speaking, mute yourself so we can hear.
So for many companies over the years, the oncology products presented a challenge within this environment. Firstly, because of costs, and especially the newer therapies, as against climes where there's insurance, we have out-of-pocket expenditure. So from an economic point of view, there wasn't a lot of motivation to register those products domestically. So let's talk about Nigeria. So you had products that would come out and they would not be accessible within this clime. And patients needing the products, were struggling with access. In recent years now, we've seen where the companies are bringing the products more as corporate social responsibility as against for economic reasons.
Gain.
But yes, for gain. But still, there is a gap. So one is where you source your products from. And there are obviously reputable companies that you can source your products from. And then two, the issues of costing and, cost of these products. We do know that a lot of the pharmaceuticals, when you're going for the generics, especially the oral therapies, we look to source a lot of these products, the generics coming from the Asias and the Indias. But then even with that, one has to be very intentional to make sure you're sourcing products that are of good quality. And we've seen an upsurge in generic products that are registered within Nigeria. So where you source from, and please don't let the price, when you see a big difference in the price of the product, that should be a flag. And we do understand that, some of these products end up being pricey, but when you see a big difference in price, be wary and source your products from pharmaceutical outlets that are duly registered and licensed, and you should be in a better place. I hope that helps.
Yes, thank you so much. So just make sure that it's a registered and licensed pharmacist that is supplying your meds. That's a big takeaway, right, Dr. Monica?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much. Dr. Yobo, thank you for your presentation, and my condolences for the loss of your mom. I can understand that she was in very good hands. To be a 20-year cancer survivor is not an easy feat. My question for you, Doctor, is I also have, I'm going to take the liberty of saying that I have also shared this concern with one of our trustees who is also on this panel tonight. Tonight in Nigeria time, but today over here. The whole issue of stage 4 cancer and in Nigeria, and the tendency to dismiss patients who are in stage 4 as obviously hospice, for lack of a better term. And I only say this because while I don't believe that we should aim for something that is outside of our reach, best practices over here in the US shows that we have sometimes patients with stage 4 and metastasis who end up living another 15, 20 years on not just trials, but drugs that are available and treatment protocols that are also available. So I was wondering if you could throw some light on why it is that unless someone is stage 1 or stage 2 in Nigeria, there's this tendency to conclude that they're almost at journey's end. So whatever light you can throw on that will be very, very helpful. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much once again, Professors Stephen. Just to mention that we have successfully treated patients with even stage 3 cancers and gotten them to be survivors. We have a method of neoadjuvant chemotherapy that can downstage the malignancies down to even stage 1, or in fact, in 2 cases, it was downstage to stage 0. And the woman said, no, 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 she no longer has breast cancer. She must go. That there's no more lump here. Even the doctor cannot find it. Even, we are doing a lot in the country. Actually, the world is a global village. And a lot of this expertise is going around. For me personally, I'm a surgeon with the West African College of Surgeons. So my knowledge is not limited to just what Nigeria offers. For those who are stage 3 and stage 4 and are in the group we call those that will need palliative care, our system has been so wonderful that Federal Medical Center Makurdi has a department of oncology and palliative care. So we do a lot for these patients, and a lot of them still enjoy, actually, is to improve their quality of life, which a lot of them still enjoy. For stage 4, which is just the surgeon or the managing team usually aims for palliation, there are actually some level of stage 4 that one can try to achieve cure. Take a stage 4 that has metastasized to the brain. One can still give some chemotherapy and some form of hormonal therapy that will try and control this and even prevent their growth, if not even outrightly eradicating the tumor from the whole body system. However, for those that metastasize to the liver, and we find that it's only maybe one segment of the liver, a hepatectomy can be done. That is a partial hepatectomy. handling only that part. You know, a human being can survive comfortably with up to 40%, 50% of liver tissue. So it can be done where these are discovered and the metastasis is limited to just that segment, can be successfully done. And we have been doing that. So the truth is that even stage 4 disease is not a death sentence to any patient. We still try our best. The areas we have had challenges are those who we started treatment for and defaulted because somebody was able to take them to a miracle house or to maybe a babalawo, sorry, what's the other name? A babalawo, a traditional healer, and who end up coming back with stage 4. That is in the lungs with pleural effusion and all the lung tissues are involved. You know, in that stage, at that stage, you can't actually go trying to do a total pneumonectomy. Of course, you remove the 2 lungs, you have lost the patient. So for those, we can just pass our chest tubes and continue the palliative care by way of, and at that stage, you cannot give the strongest chemotherapy. You know, it's dependent on the performance status of the patient. So you cannot give the strongest. We just give something mild that will help to slow down the growth. And of course, the pastors and imam, they can pray for the patient. Their role is just praying to make the patient feel better. The psychotherapist will be there. If it gets to the worst stage, even the psychiatrists can come in. And as I mentioned earlier, very good family support, please. Family support. And I like this idea of breast cancer survivor support groups. Unfortunately, I've not been sending patients to them, but within the past 1 year now, I've gotten to meet many of them who are living happily, who I have known them, but I never knew they even had breast CA. So with this, it will be good to maybe link up any patients to them so that the emotional aspect will be taken care of. It is good to say, I have survived, you can too. And God did it for me. He can do it for you too. And we have a very, very wonderful slogan in Nigeria. What God cannot do does not
Does
exist.
not
God
exist.
bless you all.
Thank you so much, Dr. Yobo. We really appreciate you.
Thank you.
And of course, I may add, since you're a doctor with faith, I remember many years ago getting a message from a pharmacist, family friend, who sent me some flowers after my surgery. And on the card, it said, the doctor prescribes, but only God heals. So that's just to obviously support your faith-based manner of treating your patients. Thank you. And please continue to send patients over from FMC, because we would love to get as many people as possible to know that the cancer journey is not done alone. Thank you so much. Over to you, moderator for life.
Thank you very much, Dr. Yobo, and thank you, Dr. Monica, for providing answers to the question posed by Prof. I can see Nana's hand is up, so Nana, if you can unmute yourself, and afterwards we'll take the BBCSI. Yes, Nana,
Oh,
please.
yes, Dr. Koho. This is another sister of yours too, from another mother.
Yes, welcome.
So it's becoming a family affair. Nice
Yes,
to have you here.
thank you.
We've always been glad working with you over the years, and it's getting better. We appreciate you greatly.
Thank you
Yeah,
very much.
Nena Lan. I'm a pharmacist, public health consultant, and I'm the secretary of BBCSI. And we've been doing this all these years just to raise much awareness as we can, and also give hope, so that not everyone sees death when the name cancer is called. Now, want to react more than mine is a reaction more than a question. And I'm talking in the angle of the support system. Now, the support system can be a positive support system and can also be a negative support system. Some people talk to you, a cancer patient, as if must surely come upon you. Personally, I witnessed some very annoying comments made to me, but thank God for the spirit in me that I find it so easy to push things back. But let me just say something. This was in a church group, and a woman walks up to me, and she knows at that point I was going through cancer treatment. And the question she throws at me was in Tiv language. If a woman's breast is cut, how does she feel? I felt funny because I felt that she knows very well that I've had a mastectomy. And then why throw that question at me? And I asked her back, seeing me, does she think anything is wrong with me? Can she say whether something is wrong with me? So why is she asking that kind of question? Does she want to experience a cut breast? I gave it back to her somehow, but also I sat back and I said to myself, when somebody's going through a problem and you begin to ask such questions, like you're asking a barren woman about children, it feels funny. So the support system, we really need to be very careful how we talk to people going through some challenges, and also not seem to be stigmatizing them, so to say, because some of these questions we throw at people seem more like stigmatization, and also can dampen somebody's spirit. So we just need to find a way to talk to people in better languages that will give them more hope than depress them. And the second angle of support system is the positive one. Yes, cancer is an expensive disease. You need so much money to treat it, so much money. Sometimes you have to beg to get support. And so when people are going through, I went through it, and I know the kind of support I got from friends and family. Some I solicited, some I didn't. But we shouldn't hold back supporting people when they're going through a problem. If you can give a token to anyone, don't necessarily wait for the person to ask. It's not an easy journey. I know how much I spent despite all the support I got personally and that of my husband and friends and all that. It wasn't a small amount of money. We ran into tens of millions. And to the glory of God, this is 10 years post-cancer. I was diagnosed in 2015. I got my diagnosis February 18, 2015. I feel very good in my body, in my system, because I had a good support system around me. I remember my friends, some of them are on this call. They'll bring fruits, they'll bring so many things. There was always somebody around me, and they were calling, visiting, talking to me, making me. I had a good boss too. The person I was working with, so let's see how we can give support as best as we can, and don't see death in somebody's life because there's a cancer diagnosis. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Nana. Again, this is the beauty of this gathering. One of the things I believe this group also needs to take into account will be emotional intelligence, knowing that there are people out there who may be ignorant, and there are those who may also be deliberate. But again, knowing how to manage people like that It's also important for this group so that when you are out there, you'll know that we have this set of people out there, and how do we respond to them is also something this group can take into account. And again, from what you said, again, it's also for us, many of us who are here from the public, who have joined, to also understand what survivors go through and the kind of support system that is required. And I think this meeting and this gathering, bringing people from all walks of life, is very important to help us achieve the goal. Thank you very much. We have Elizabeth's hand up, Elizabeth and Grace. Elizabeth, if you can unmute yourself. Yes.
Yes, good evening. By Nigerian time, this is evening already.
Okay, good evening.
I'm glad to be a participant at this meeting. In fact, it's unfortunate that I joined late because of the poor network reception at my end over here. But I appreciate our founder and I appreciate all the speakers for the enlightenment they are giving us. Yes, I have a concern. Sister Nena, sorry, my name is Grace Ateta. I'm a survivor, about more than 5 years now, and from Boko. I'm a member of the Benue Breast Cancer Support Initiative. I'm here with Elizabeth,
yes,
my sister.
Hello.
Okay, so sister, my concern, where I wanted to ask question is part of it, Sister Nena just mentioned it, but then I'm most concerned about the cancer management, especially when it comes to the issue of drugs. As Sister Nena has said, it's quite expensive, and all of you are aware of that too. But over here, even getting some of the prescriptions were given by our doctors as a follow-up routine that we do, like the Zoloda in particular, it's quite expensive. And then aside from being expensive, how to get it is another matter. I visit Teaching Hospital Zaria, and that was where I was getting those drugs more easier since I was enrolled in the Cancer Health Fund. But then, since the drugs are not at the hospital, the Cancer Health Fund can't sponsor them. Now, even getting them and being sure of what you have gotten is the original drugs is another matter. We try to look for it. Sometimes it's in Kaduna, sometimes it's gotten in Lagos. You look for it round and it's not available. I begin to wonder, is it that our people or the government does not have interest on we that are struggling to manage and survive so that we can also contribute what we have to the growth of our country, or what? Because I remember very well that when HIV blew Nigeria, some aid came in to support. So cancer too has gone to a stage. Sometimes when I visit the hospital, I wonder, I keep asking God why. Because every day the number keep increasing. The number of people that are diagnosed with cancer keep increasing over and over. So I've been wondering whether is there anything that we here, or we can raise our voices together and talk to the government so that we can have support, that the drugs can be made available, and then even in terms of having free treatment, we also give people hope. Some persons, it's not just about the hearing the news about the cancer. Is as far as people are concerned, if you are not a rich person, you can't survive it. You can't even stay for a year. And that alone gives people the heart attack that depress them till they give up all hopes of surviving. So please, if you people can help us speak to the government, see, make sure that this has also become a concern, like tuberculosis is a concern, like HIV is a concern, so that we can now have confidence that there are people there that can help us no matter how hard it is. And with that, we will have sure hope of staying alive.
Survival.
Thank you very much. Izzy, do you have something to say? Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Grace and Elizabeth. In fact, because of your reaction or your comment now, it has made me to believe that a meeting like this, we should also invite people from government to be part of it. Previously, my mindset has always been, okay, this is a meeting where we'll bring survivors, bring other people to come and learn and also see how they can avoid or how they can manage it if they have it. But with her reaction, we've seen the challenges, the difficulties, and I think it's very important that subsequent meetings. Now, we can't wait until next year to begin to say we're going to involve people from government who may be able to provide solutions to some of the issues. I think as a recommendation, we can also reach out to people by having maybe a team, and I can try to facilitate that in my own little way to meet either the medical doctor of Benue State University Teaching Hospital or someone in government or even with the governor himself, because sometimes it is only if we make it known that there's a problem before they'll react. So thank you very much, Grace, for sharing that. Yes, over to you, Prof.
You see, that's why we have um, very, very important VIPs on this panel, like our moderator for life, who himself was planning to be in government, and I know he knows people in government. So we are friends with him, and he doesn't know why. He's friends with benefits. We also have one of our trustees who also mentors people in government. So I know she's hearing us loud and clear. A former policymaker who is connected to government is also on our panel, Dr. Monica. So believe me, we have been trying to make friends with people with power for the longest time. And anybody who can get our prayers in front of those who know how. I do want to say something really quickly, though, because prior to a couple of years ago, we did not know that President Muhammadu Buhari had set up 6 geopolitical centers in Nigeria for support of breast cancer patients. It wasn't until, again, just like our moderator for life was saying, we connected with someone who knew someone that we found that out. If most of you are aware, there's been a recent reduction in, I believe it's treatment for diabetes that was previously either 50,000 naira and has now dropped to 12,000. We're looking forward to a day where both chemotherapy and radiation for women at home can also suffer the same wonderful fate. And I don't know, Dr. Yobo is also here, but I would allow our panelists to also suggest ways in which we can answer Grace and Elizabeth's questions, because these are the things we've been struggling to bring to pass. Because when you have someone who has a life-threatening disease and the funds to actually solve that problem are not available, just like she pointed out, they could have heart failure and die just because of the fear. It's that big fear factor that we are talking about. So I'll shut up and let our panelists weigh in. And if there's any panelist here who can also intervene for us and bring us help, we'll be happy to hear from them. Thank you.
Well, thank you. So can I comment?
Yes, please.
Okay, yes. Thank you very much, Grace, for that. A couple of years back, there was an attempt by the federal government to see how they could subsidize these oncology products and make access easier for patients. I don't know how far that went, because it was a partnership with pharmaceutical companies and some NGOs to see how they could bring in products and make it easier and more affordable for patients. Like I said, I don't know how that quite ended, but there definitely is a need to look closer at ensuring access to these products for patients. I think from all the statistics and the data, I don't know whether it's because our communication and social media has added to awareness, or whether we actually do have a spike in patients needing these products. Advocacy is very, very key. And so I think the offer from Dr. Yonan is well placed. So as there's more advocacy around the subject and the discussions around the need to make products available becomes an issue, then it becomes, you put it in front of government and you drive the policy in the direction that you want it to go. I think it's something that can be looked at. I think it's something that a lot more needs to be said, so that ultimately a lot more is done. Because in the pharmaceutical space, like there's a thrust now to local manufacture of products, but oncology products are specialized products. And last time I checked, they weren't being manufactured locally yet. So that's another leg to it. So there was a move to encourage local production so you could improve access as well and not only depend on importation of products. But again, this needs to be a topic that is brought up. And obviously, when we talk about those, we are now talking about the older molecules. The newer molecules that are, and the newer therapies are not even open for that, because, the patents are still on and all of that. But there is also that move from the multinationals to support access by having patient access programs, make it easier or a little bit more affordable to get the products, but still, there is that gap. I hope that helps. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And of course, our moderator for life already committed, so he doesn't know that we are now going to do more with him than he ever thought. Thank you so much, Dr. Monica, for that response.
Thank you.
Dr.
Thank you very
Andrea is
much.
also here, so I don't know if she wants to say something. Okay, she hasn't unmuted.
Okay, before she joined, I just wanted to read a few comments from the chat from Modupe Ali. I think she was responding to Dr. Yobo's talk. So he said, "This is very good news. May the good God make these interventions sustainable, and may God bless the team at Makodi Hospital." And she also said, "And please, how do as many people as possible be aware of these new interventions, as many victims still die of breast cancer, and when diagnosed early and treatment started early?" Probably, maybe doctor can respond.
Dr.
Hello.
Yobo. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, thank you, moderator for life. When you say doctor, I may not be the only doctor here. Monica may also be a doctor. There may be other
Okay.
doctors. Yes, I just want to state that as by way of education, we've been having seminars actually in Benue State, in Makodi. Even about 2 weeks ago, we had the Benue Breast Cancer Summit, of which the marketers of Roche Pharmaceutical were there. Let's go back to 2 months ago when the whole management of Federal Medical Center Makodi had a meeting with the heads of the National Health Insurance Agency, NHIA. And they were there in the meeting, and Roche were also there. And we discovered that there has been an agreement to subsidize the cost of chemotherapy. That's both the chemotherapy and both the targeted therapy. Because I believe if not subsidized, many people cannot afford it, and even the companies may even suffer some losses from expiry drugs and things like that. And even the Roche group, they showed us some fake ones that were made. Yes, because of the very high cost, people couldn't afford the very expensive ones. So anything you gave them. So they showed us the fake ones circulating right in the market in Benue State. And they were able to note the differences. And the promise is, I mentioned a 20% subsidy. However, for those ones, those under NHIS treatment. Fortunately, in our last meeting, the coordinator of NHIA, who is, let me call her name, Dr. Ladi Swende, many of you may know her, wife to Professor Swende, reassured us and even told us that even farmers, women who are farmers can join NHIS. There's a particular special arrangement with them. You don't need to be a federal worker. You don't need to be a state worker. Once you enroll, the same 20% applies to you. And the same micro percent that goes for the other chemotherapeutics apply to you. How I wish Pastor Pharmacist Msu Moses were here. Is the pharmacist in charge of oncology, and has been doing great things. Both by way of chemotherapeutics and even the faith-based. He has passion. He has passion for these patients, and he has shown them in so many times. I wish he were invited here, but and I wish I don't know why Dr. Otene Samuel is not here. He's one of the focal people that makes this arrangement. And in case of any issues, we can always rush to him for support. And he gives his all. There's another very young doctor, a medical doctor with Roche, Dr. Obekpa Solomon. Don't be surprised I'm calling their names like this. They are people we have interacted because I have interest in these patients, and I have seen that they are a possible avenue for my patients to get the best, despite the fact that we treat. It's God that heals. Well done.
Thank you, Dr. Yobo. So since our moderator for life is suggesting a small committee, is it something that you'll be willing to join to assist us, both you and Dr. Monica, who has been in policy making?
I'm always available, fully available. I'm not among those planning to jackpot. I remain here till I retire, and I help.
Oh, please do not accuse me of jackpot. All right. Thank you so much. We'll circle back for that. And thank you, Grace and Elizabeth, for unloading a heavy load that we've been carrying for quite some time. Over to you, Mr. Moderator.
May I just make a comment? This is
Sure.
Professor Andrea.
Thank you, Professor Andrea.
Member of the Board of Trustees of the Benue Breast Cancer Support Initiative Group. I agree with Dr. Alex Yobo. We were together at that meeting, a one-day workshop organized by Dr. Samuel Otene. And like he called his name and that of Dr. Obekpa, there are people that we should key into, because this group that they set up is the Benue Breast Cancer Management Support Team, and it's aimed at working towards improving breast cancer management by having patient navigators across the local governments. So Otene sort of pulls in everybody, almost everybody that has been working with breast cancer patients and survivors, and even the breast cancer survivors group, because I remember Scholar Nena, the pharmacy scholar, was there too. So it was very exciting to see all of us doing things at different points, pulled together to this team. So we have a WhatsApp group and we're working. And actually, I fielded that same question about these fake drugs finding their way to the south from up north. And the pharmaceutical company was there, actually showed us how to identify fakes. and told us about this arrangement they're having, like Dr. Yobo said, with National Health Insurance Agency of sharing costs with the conditionality that the patient has to be registered on the National Health Insurance scheme. So it seems there's a light at the end of the tunnel, at least in Benue, you know, because even pulling all those people together, oncology nurses, doctors, surgeons who have been working with breast cancer patients, and medical officers in general hospitals around the states, we're all called together. So we're in this group working out something. It hasn't taken shape, but it's exciting to know that at least something is being done after we spoke our founder. So that is what I wanted to contribute. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Andrea. We really appreciate that insight. And essentially, there is hope on today's promise that going forward, some of the questions that were asked will be addressed. Thank you. Over to you, Mr. Moderator.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We do not plan to take too much of your time. And so again, I want to appreciate our panelists and everyone that took our time to join. We had some sort of, will I say, time difference each, but thankfully everyone is here. I can see someone's hand is up. I wanted to proceed with passing it over to you, our chief host, for the history and the website, but I'll give that person just a few minutes to ask their questions or comment. Yes, and the name there is showing Galaxy A05. Yes, if you can unmute yourself, please. Yes. You're still muted.
Yeah. If you're talking, you have to unmute yourself. Galaxy?
Yeah, can you
Wonderful.
hear me?
Wonderful.
Yes.
Now we can hear you.
Hi. I want to thank everybody in the house. Sorry, I have a cold, so my voice is somehow. But I want to apologize for joining late. Sorry, my name is Ngovo Tion, Chairman Benue Breast Cancer Support Initiative. I was supposed to be one of the first people to join, but I had a problem with my phone. So I was trying to catch up, but it took me time. So at the point I joined you, that was when my founder was talking, and I think I heard everything. I didn't miss much. And what I missed this year is last year, the campaign was held on my birthday, and this year too is on my birthday. So I missed the congratulations that was given to me last year, the celebration that I got last year. I couldn't get it today because I came late.
Don't worry, you will get it at the end.
Get it.
So I want to appreciate everybody. This is really important. We have learned a lot from it and we are encouraged. So thank you very much. I just want to comment. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Thank you very much and happy birthday. But before we wrap up, we wish you a happy birthday.
Happy birthday, for
Yes.
sure.
Thank
So,
you.
my distinguished prof, I'm not sure if you want to share your screen and also share the website, or you wanted me to do it from my own end.
Yeah, please do it from your own end. Normally,
Okay.
I do a history of our organization, and it's just to quote Dr. Yobo, it's just God that made us scratch it because we barely had enough time to finish everything. But the good news is that Benue Breast Cancer Support Initiative now has a website through the generosity of many, many donors and supporters. And our moderator for life is going to post the URL for you. But if everything fails, it's our name, Benue Breast Cancer Support Initiative.
Paste it there and also share my screen.
Correct. Benue Breast Cancer Support Initiative.org. And It will give you a rundown of our history, our activities, the people that have supported us and gotten us where we are. And perhaps more than at any other time, I'm encouraged by the outcome of this session. We're looking forward to the collaborative efforts of people who will get us in front of those who make policy and make decisions in Nigeria. So please, I want to use this opportunity to thank everyone who came. Sunday is a precious day for most people because the day of worship, they have socializing to do. And some of you gave up all of that stuff to be with us today. So we are really, really appreciative. And we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for making time for us today. If you have any advice, message, encouragement for us, please reach us any way you can, either on our website. We also have an uploaded YouTube channel. Make time to visit with us and stay connected as well. But we thank everybody from the bottom of our hearts for all that you do for us. Thank you so much. And I will shut up because I know we're already past the time that we're supposed to be here. Thank you so, so much.
Thank you very much. So I've put out the link and I just shared the screen here. You can look at it at your leisure time. But thank you very much, everyone that has taken time to join. We always like to stick to the time limit, such that next time, even if we call the meeting again, people will want to join on time, knowing that, yes, we are very time conscious. But they say every good thing must come to an end. And so this is the point where we just say thank you to everyone who has taken time out of their busy schedules to be part of this meeting. We want to thank our team of panelists who have done justice to sharing more for us to understand what is expected and how we can ensure we create a supportive environment for survivors. So thank you once again to a lot of people who just got the link very late, but still joined. We just want to say a big thank you to you. And so I wouldn't want to waste much of your time. This is where we just have to say happy birthday to
Madam Chair.
Yes, Madam Chair. We pray for long life, many more years, and many happy returns. There's a saying that a living dog is better than a dead lion. So we can only say thank you because God has kept us unto this day, and we pray for many more years for you. And thank you for being part of this team. So this is from me. I'm not sure if the Dr. Yobo, just one word for everyone and one word from Dr. Monica, just a parting word to the participants.
Okay, just to thank everybody for listening to us. We're very happy. We just want the awareness to be promoted to the ends of the earth. What God cannot do does not exist.
Thank you,
Doc.
Thank you. Dr. Monica?
Yes, I just want to appreciate everybody. Thank you all. You are an inspiration. So continue to inspire as we move ahead. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
so much. Thank you.
So the link again will be available. I'm sure our chief host will make it available for everyone to watch the recording afterwards. So thank you very much again, and you all have a wonderful evening where you are, morning where you are, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator for Life. So please make all the family connections that met you today.
Yes, I will afterwards. Thank you.
Thank you, and greetings to everyone on your end. Thank you.
Okay.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.